Catherine.
David Sainsbury, who was hired by MDQ to evaluate the mine permit application, said the mine inflows from the overlying formations were likely to have been underestimated based on information he reviewed from other mines in the area. He was directed by MDQ to remove all references to case histories from his report. Why?
Yeah. Well, the comment that he was directed to remove all information about historical mine was untrue. The information that we requested from all of our hired consultants was do an initial evaluation, determine is the application sufficient to make a decision. If not, what would you need to make that decision, and additional information. Dr. Sainsbury was asked to provide that list of information. His report always contained, and never was asked to remove that about the water. Now, the actual water that was the model that was used to date, the models are showing that there's their modeling is performing as expected. They're not dewatering a great deal of water, greater than what was proposed.
And I just would like to add that if the model is wrong and they have more water than they expected, they need to treat it. I mean, they don't get a pass on that. However much water they discharge has to meet the requirements of this permit.
That's true, but there is a limit to how much they can store, right?
The storage is for precipitation events. So there is a limit to how much can be stored, and that's more a function of precipitation.
They have to treat that also.
Correct. So they have a treatment system that's set up for much larger than their normal flow, so that during a precipitation event, they can store the water and then draw that storage down while they treat it.
Right. I know this is more than one question, but it's related, and I have a copy of some notes from the Citizens Advisory Group meeting in 2006 where they have recorded a 200-year storm event with 6+ inches of rain. Now, if Dr. Sainsbury were correct and there were more water flowing into the mine, then it is possible they could exceed their capacity for treating water.
We certainly could construct scenarios that could result in problems. Anyone could do that. The storage that they've provided is enough to hold 2 100-year events back to back and still have leftover room. And if that wasn't enough room, they could stop dewatering the mine. So there's ways to manage high flows here, and they have a responsibility to do that. The permit requires that. Thank you.